Missed the shot. Oh, John Morant just broke the rim with that finish.
The exclamation point in the first half. John Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies jumped out to a 15-point lead after one. Ja had 12 of his 22 points in that first quarter. Welcome to Playoff Central Live. Chris Miles here with the two Hall of Famers, Isaiah Thomas and Vince Carter. And look, the Memphis Grizzlies as the 8th seed from the very beginning of tonight's matchup against the Dallas Mavericks. They were in control the whole time. Even when Dallas made a run, they were down by 25 and made it a 10-point game. That's as close as it got.
Yeah, and I thought Memphis came out, from start to finish. Offensively, they were solid. They were crisp, and they moved the basketball. They shot well. They did everything they needed to do tonight to win the basketball.
Yeah, Vince, it's one of those things when we look at the Memphis Grizzlies, they were the 2nd seed out west in March. They were a team that you're like, okay, first round, they're going to match up against a team that'll be in the play-in. And they went 3-6 down a critical stretch here in the final month. And then, we have a new head coach as well, right? Like just
Yes.
a crazy situation with the team. So it just seemed like so much was on the line to come out and get
And
this
add injuries to that. John Morant gets injured. He's out in and out of the lineup. Wasn't playing back-to-backs for a while. He'd have a big game and sit out. So a lot of things that were happening, but they found a way to get themselves in the playoff. And when they needed to get the win, John Morant, their big three scored 20+ apiece. So they all responded, and that's the energy, that's the effort they're going to need. And we talked about it off air. Jaren Jackson Jr., in my opinion, is going to play a huge role in the success of the Memphis Grizzlies in getting wins in this series. He has to stay on the floor because of his ability to score and block shots. But if he's in foul trouble, he does this team no good.
Yeah, and Ja and the guy, that I really am impressed with and really like watching play, Desmond Bane. I mean, the way he's shooting the basketball and the way he moves and scores, I just think he's very solid, very still underrated. I don't think he's underrated in the league by the NBA players, but, by media and everyone else around. This guy right here doesn't get enough credit for what he really does out on the floor for the Grizzlies.
44 points and 18 assists between John Morant and Desmond Bane. And when I say that, identical stat lines in 22 and 9 for both of them. They do seem to have a balance and understanding, but I want to talk about John Morant and the amount of shots he took. Zeke, some people might see 7 for 24 and be like, oh, that's an off shooting night. But he was so aggressive from the opening tip. It really seemed to set the tempo in the pace and the aggression for the entire team.
Again, we talked about, the pressure that he puts on the rim, the way he goes to the basket, the way he gets into the lane. He puts so much pressure on the defense that you have to honor him. And then when he makes the spectacular plays like that, even his teammates, are looking around saying, where did that guy come from? But, his ability to get to the basket, the way he dribbles the ball, the way he moves, and then his attitude out there, he always exudes confidence for the Grizzlies.
Sitting here with you two guys, there's something about watching John Morant. I got to put this together because when I see him handle the ball or make a pass, I think of you, right? But then I see him catch a ball above the rim, and I'm like, oh, it's like Vince. Tell us what it's like when the crowd gets behind you in that way, what it does for the rest of the team. For you when you make one of those passes and for you when you make one of those dunks. And what we see with John Morant that doesn't appear in the box score.
The hardest thing for any executive in the NBA to measure is momentum and chemistry, right? And you never know when you get it, how you get it, or why it leaves. And the momentum that he brings to the building, when he makes a dunk and the fans react to it, I mean, it just permeates throughout not only the team, but the way it affects the opponents also. And that's just something that you can't measure. Like when Vince Carter used to do his thing, not only the building would explode, but the whole city would explode. I mean, and he didn't feel it because he was just doing his thing. But in Toronto, it was like the whole city exploded on a Vince Carter dunk.
And that's why, the dunk can be a momentum builder or killer. Like when you need a play and you go in there and what it sets the tone. It can set the tone. It can create opportunity because when a player or a big, I'm gonna say, knows that you're capable or you have that mentality, it parts like the Red Sea. And his ability to create with the handle to get to the launch pad just opens up so many things. And that's how he was in the beginning of the game. Aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. And what it did, it opened up Bane's ability to shoot. Triple J getting open shots. Aldama getting easy dunks or open shots. And he had in his mind, we're winning tonight.
Yes.
We're going to make the playoffs
No doubt.
with my play.
Yep.
Regardless of 7 for 22, it's how he went about it. And sometimes you have to force the issue because he's going to draw double teams. And he still got downhill at will.
Yeah, absolutely. The Memphis Grizzlies imposed their will all over the Dallas Mavericks, and they're advancing to the playoffs. The 8th seed will face the Oklahoma City Thunder. Jason Kidd at the podium right now for the Dallas Mavericks. Again, their season comes to an end.
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead. Yeah, we had turnovers. They sped us up, and they shot the ball extremely well there in that first half. But I thought the response after halftime, we cut it to 7, and we just could never get over the hump after that. We fought, but when live ball turnovers against this team puts you in a bad situation, and that's what happened early. When we live ball turnovers, they capitalized, and they made every shot there in that first half. So give them credit. Yeah, you look at our leader, I thought him and Clay played well. I thought AD did everything he could to help us win. Unfortunately, we didn't shoot the ball straight. We had some great opportunities that just didn't fall for us. A lot of balls were in and out tonight. In Sacramento, we made all those. And so tonight we shoot 31% from 3. And so just understanding we have to shoot better, especially on the road. But give Memphis credit, they were the better team tonight.
He was obviously dealing with something with his right leg. Was the lack of sitting in the last 5 minutes a medical thing, or is that just a matter of the game getting out of hand?
The game getting out of hand.
Still fresh and raw, but how would you sum up this season for the Mavericks?
An incredible season. When you look at the injuries that we've had, the change, for us to even be here playing in this game tonight, it's incredible. It just shows the character of that group in that locker room, the fight, being prepared, moving on, learning from our losses and also our wins. An incredible season.